What is going on, everybody? Thank you. That's me hitting that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to this wonderful event that we call Art Meets Life. I'm your host, LJ Bowens. If I look like I'm a little tired, it's because it's been a busy day. I've been having a lot of things going on today. Some good, some great, but it's been a blessing, and I'm glad to be here with you guys. So for the first thing, if you're in the building, the virtual space, make sure that you are sharing this link with your folks. And also, show us some love in the comment section. Let us know you're here. Let me give you a shout out real quick. Pop some stuff in there so that way we know what is going on with you when everything is going on in your life. So a few things. So number one, with Art Meets Life, you guys know that we've been doing this show since the start of the pandemic as far as doing this in a virtual space. So we are doing this event, once again, virtual space, and we are very thankful and happy to be bringing you this event, been bringing it to you guys in this type of frame, almost for like better part of a year and some change. So by all means, thank you guys for keeping us supporting us. Thank you guys for always showing up. Thank you guys for always showing out and keeping us going, because it's been a blessing to keep doing these events. So normally when we have these events, we normally have an open mic, and sometimes we do special events. So this particular event is a special event because we will be featuring the one and only Detour Slam Team. And the Detour Slam Team, if you don't know, is a poetic slam team that comes from the one and only Fayetteville, North Carolina, with their slam coach being myself, LJ Bowens. And what we are doing tonight is we're going to give you guys a few selected poems, but we are doing this because it is a fundraiser. And I know what you guys are wondering, why are we doing a fundraiser? And it's a good reason. So if you guys don't know, there's a wonderful event, actually the longest running poetry slam competition going on, called the Southern Fried Poetry Festival. So because of everything going on in the pandemic early in the year, they decided to make this a virtual festival. So even with the festival being a virtual festival, we've been put in a situation where instead of our slam team members being in separate places to do certain things, we decided that we wanted to raise funds in order to get our team together in one space in order to perform during Southern Fried, which happens to be next week, June 8th through the 12th, I believe. So we will be competing, representing Fayetteville, North Carolina, and we'll be going against 20 other teams, some majority from the United States. And then there's 2 teams that are coming from Abu Dhabi and Ghana. So we will be representing for a chance to make finals and try to do something that Fayetteville has not done in the history of, poetry as far as slam, and that's try to be ranked within the top 4 of the particular slam and also have a chance to bring it home to Fayetteville. So we need your help doing that. So this is a fundraiser event. And with this being a fundraiser event, there's going to be a site where you can donate in order to get funds, whether it be $1, whether it be $10, whether it be $20. If you bold and want to donate $100, we will definitely take it. The goal is to make sure we have the funds in order to make sure that the team gets here safe, and also make sure we have the virtual capability to make this happen so that we're not having anything lagging on our end that can possibly jeopardize us while we are competing in Southern Fried. So that's why we're here doing this event. So before we get started, I have a few huge announcements to make. First, both of them are actually, well, the first one's not dealing with Art Meets Life. There's two announcements we have to make for Art Meets Life. One, I'm just making it because I want to make it because I can do it. So if you guys have been paying attention to my feed, my son Jalen, my 18-year-old, graduated today. I'm so happy that he graduated high school. He is now able to go out and get himself a job and pay his own bills. But I am definitely thankful for Jalen graduating today. And I just want to give him a shout out to my son for putting in the hard work over these past years, getting everything done and graduating. Because, I mean, it's a proud moment when you get a chance to see your son walking up the ramp and getting his diploma and celebrating a wonderful moment like that. So shout out to Jenna Tamir Bowens. Love you, son. So the second 2 announcements deals with Art Meets Life. So the first major announcement with Art Meets Life, for everybody that's commenting, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Shout out to Aaron, and also shout out to Angela. What is going on, Angela? You are awesome, by the way, and I'm about to mention something that actually deals with you too. So And shout out to Elizabeth Smith from L3 Media. What's going on, Elizabeth Smith? So the second announcement, dealing with Art Meets Life. This will be the last virtual Art Meets Life. And the reason I say this will be the last virtual Art Meets Life is starting in August, we will be back to doing this event live. We will be back in our space, which is the Sweet Palette, and we will be doing this event back to doing live events and everything. So that means all that wonderful love you missed, the poets being on stage, you feeling all of the words, you snapping, you clapping, and also getting some wonderful cupcakes and macaroons. And for one person I know, particular brownies, we're going to be back starting in August doing the live version of Art Meets Life. I'm so thankful that we're able to get this back going. I know y'all been wanting it. I know y'all been waiting on it. I know y'all been asking me when we're going to start it back. So now I am letting you know that we are starting back in August. At this moment, we are starting back the first. Actually, I think it's the second Friday in August. Let me make sure because I don't want to get you. I don't give you guys the wrong time frame. Looking up my calendar now. Yep, August 6th. We'll be starting back up Art Meets Life. So we definitely want you guys to be in the building because I don't know about y'all, but I miss doing live events. But I missed y'all. I miss seeing y'all face, giving y'all hugs, handshakes, and all that good stuff. I know some people still want to be careful. So if you need to do a fist bump or elbow bump, I got you. But just know I'm going to be happy that y'all back in the building. The second major announcement with Art Meets Life. As far as my memory in Fayetteville tells me, we have hit a milestone. So Fayetteville itself does something called the Reader's Choice Awards, where a lot of the venues, a lot of businesses, they put their names into these particular categories in order to be voted part of Reader's Choice as the best whatever. So best floors, best place to buy chicken. And there's actually a category for that. So it's a lot of things that they do in Fayetteville. So I took it upon myself to say, you know what? I'm going to try to see if I can get Art Meets Life to be one of these things you can vote for as far as best event or festival. Because I'm not talking about any other event because all the other events that happen here in Fayetteville are dope. But I know since the pandemic, we have been keeping this event going virtually. So because of all of the wonderful people that are here, all the people that have been fans, I'm excited to announce that we are within the top 5 events that you can vote for the Reader's Choice Awards for best event. So we're going against the All-America Tattoo Convention. We're going against Dirtbag Ales. We're going against the Dogwood Festival. And we are going against the International Folk Festival. Like I said before, I am taking nothing away for these wonderful events. They are dope events here in Fayetteville. But the one thing I will toot my hat on is even during the pandemic, we have kept this thing going through the pandemic. Y'all have been showing out since the pandemic, and we have a good chance that we can take this thing and be the first ever poetry event to ever win this category in Fayetteville. We already made history being the first poetry event to be in the category. So I want to make history with all of y'all to be the first one that wins this category. So if you want to vote on us, you can go to this link. I know you can't click on the link, but this is the link you can go to. You can go to that link. It will take you directly to Art Meets Life. Please vote for Art Meets Life. Please put your information in. Please share the link so that way your friends can vote on this link. We are trying to get as many votes as possible. If we do not get the first one, I will be fine because I understand it, but I at least want to get second or third because I want people to see that you cannot tell me that there is not enough events going on in Fayetteville, especially when we're doing poetry events here. And this is proof to the pudding to let you know that we can do this. So I want to get this going. And also shout out to Angela, who's on here as well. And Angela, I'm gonna give you a shout out real quick because I want you to type in the comments your business because you're also in the categories as well as far as being voted for Reader's Choice. So definitely put your business in there, and that way we can go ahead and get the people here to also vote for you as well. So vote daily. Yeah, guys, vote daily. Vote daily. Vote daily. Although I voted for Angela earlier, and I'm definitely going to vote for it again because I thought you only vote once. But since she's saying you can vote daily, I'm going to be voting in there a million gajillion times. So with that being said, guys, yeah, I think we're ready to get this started. So the quick story of Detour Slam Team. Detour Slam Team came together in 2019 to compete in the Southern Fried Poetry Festival when it came to Fayetteville, North Carolina. For our first year being put together as a team, we were able to be ranked 11th out of 30 2 teams, I believe, in our first year, which for Southern Fried, that's an enormous feat because we've never been ranked that close to the top 10, but we were in the top 15, and that's still a blessing in itself. So that first team consisted of APE, it consisted of Issa Meacham, it consisted of Kiera Garrett, consisted of Nick Corman, and consisted of Jay Alden. So back in 2020, we did put a new team together, but unfortunately, we were not able to do anything because of the pandemic. Henceforth, why we carried the same team on to this year to compete in this year's Southern Fried. So the members of this year's team are Jamila Ratu, Poetic Zay, Letitia, Rena Speaks, and coming back as a senior member, Nick Corman. So I'm very excited for this team because this team has been putting in so much work. And the one thing about them is that when I tell you that the motto for this year's team is pressure breaks pipes or pressure makes diamonds, they are like really the living embodiment of it. So what we're going to do is we are going to start this off. We're going to have some poets coming up here. They're going to do their poems. And while they're doing their poems, I will post up how you can donate because it will be via Cash App how you can donate. And like I said, if you donate $1, if you donate $2, you donate $20, you donate $100. Like I said, it all helps for the cause of what we're trying to do because I'm trying to bring trophies home to Fayetteville, guys. I'm tired of people thinking that Fayetteville is only known for some hip hop and the military, and we got a dope poetry scene here that's been going on for 23 plus years. That's why we're here, and that's why we do what we do. So without further ado, I want to bring up the first poet from the Slam team. I want to say he's probably the baby, if not for the other poet, but we'll find out. But the one and only Poetic Zay. What is going on, good sir? What is going on? Even though you muted.
What's going on? What's going on? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Right,
Hope you're doing
cool,
good, brother. How you
cool.
feeling, man?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel great. Definitely, definitely ready to like you. When I was excited about the news about the next army, this being the last virtual Army's life, because we're ready to get back out there on the scene, interact with everyone and whatnot. So that was very exciting news.
Nice. So,
Mhm.
normally we ask questions to our guests. So I'm going to ask each Slam team member the same general basic question, and then that's it. I'm going to ask y'all one question, and
Okay,
then we'll
okay.
go from there.
Oh
So,
man.
getting ready for Southern Fried,
Mhm.
how has it been? Because I know this is your first time being on a team for Poetry Slam, I believe. So, how has it been to work with other poets who have different styles of writing, but also seeing how y'all been coming together to get ready for this festival that's going to be happening next week?
I honestly feel like it's kind of remarkable, especially the first thing that you have to do that I believe is you have to be open. You have to understand that not everyone thinks like you, not everyone interprets like you. People don't. Just everyone has their different way of understanding and processing things, and I think that's a big factor in the group because um, my favorite moments are when we have our group practices are is like when no one can figure out the next line and then we're all kind of like just feeding off the same type of energy and then someone just grasps it because that I feel like in those moments that's when really we're like our teamwork and us being able just to work together just really kind of just all
Nice,
comes together. It's
nice.
just
Yep.
beautiful.
Nice, brother. So, to the audience, like I said before, while the poet is performing, I will be sharing the Cash App link where you can donate to us. And like I said, every bit helps. So we definitely look forward to it. So without further ado, our first poet from the Detour Slam team. Put your hands together for Poetic Zay.
All right, so I'm gonna do two pieces for you guys. This first piece is called Lewis Lane, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm pretty sure she knows magic, so I'll call her magician. See, she makes hours feel like days and seconds feel like minutes. Magic. Here in her arms, I feel invincible, almost as if my home planet is Krypton and the Earth is at my disposal. What power she must possess to make me feel both powerful and vulnerable all at once. Ironically, I don't admire her figure as much as I probably should. I admire her heart. To be honest, before I decided to invest in you, I forced my mind and my heart to have a meeting together, alone, in the closet of my chest with no distractions, so they could finally be on one accord before entering an agreement. You see, my heart has this bad habit of signing contracts without the permission of its cosigner, my brain. Its logic is necessary. It reads the fine print of soul ties, asks too many questions to verify unsure thoughts, and backs out when too many red flags appear. But my heart is emotional. More easily persuaded, it is fragile and unique like a family heirloom. It has the power of seeing a patch of goodness in an acre of chaos. In fact, if you picked up my heart, threw it on the ground, and stepped on it and walked away, it would say something like, at least I got to experience being touched. Or it could always be worse. So I guess it makes perfect sense why my thoughts come off as sometimes aggressive and my tone sometimes sarcastic. Understand that it is not directed towards you. My mind is just protective over who gets within close range of this heart, because these scars are not from strangers but from those who call this heart home. So apologies. And sometimes in conversations you may feel as nothing is being absorbed. Once these motion detector like ears hear similar tendencies of the past, an immediate alarm goes off that locks down all access to what is important. Me. However, because both parties came in agreement and decided that you were worth investing in, now every time we kiss it feels like fire. Nah, fuck that, like thunder. Because that could be the only reason why my core rumbles anytime we sit under this costume of masculinity I've become comfortable with wearing. But I want you to know that I'm trying. And that each day I train myself to unmask more of this costume. Now I understand that kryptonite was never Superman's greatest weakness. It was Lois Lane. So if our touch is like fire and our kisses are like thunder, the day we make lightning, I wonder, while I make you rain, I think I'll dedicate this one for you, forever and always, my Lois Lane. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. That was my first piece, Lois Lane, and the second piece I'm gonna do for y'all is a piece I wrote called "A Rose Through Concrete." Um, I wrote this one definitely as kind of a spinoff of Tupac's poem "A Rose in Concrete," but this is my interpretation of it, which is "A Rose Through Concrete." She asks, "What do you see when you see me?" I take a deep breath, look at her, and say, "Having butterflies is an understatement whenever I'm in your presence. In fact, the first time your sound crawled into my ear, the warm air of your voice and the cold breeze in my heart created a thunderstorm in my chest. So it kind of makes sense that the first time tried to kiss you, we were shocked by forces greater than us. If this entire world were mine, but you weren't in it, what good would it be? I look at you and understand that there is more to you, more than even you comprehend, more than my eyes can see, more than my heart can grasp. Which is why I dissect your brain with questions and fathom unrealistic possibilities. See, wanting you isn't enough. I need you. Clumsy you, vulnerable you, depressed you, broken you, I need you. I think saying you're beautiful is an understatement too. In fact, beauty is blessed to have the opportunity to be in any relation to you. I know reading this poem may be confusing because whenever I'm in your presence, all I can ever do is say the first word that crosses my mind. Then everything goes blank. Because your eyes remind me of rough waves hitting the calm shore. Whenever you walk towards any direction of me, I become nervous immediately. See, you walk the way butterflies fly. Your voice carries a melody like birds in the morning. You are a symphony that my broken record heart can't skip. Dear flower child, now what? I remember the first day that you were denied, the day you found out that not all seeds grow into trees. And I'm sorry. But sometimes there is simple opposition, such as lack of nutrients or improper care or just wrong positioning. Yet sometimes it is simply because we lack the proper patience, which is why I will wait for you. I understand that great things take time and you are phenomenal. There is more to you. On days my pen can't write and my brain can't think, but nothing seems to inspire me, you do. I think about a flower that grew despite being deprived of parental support and emotional stability, that grew through opposition and blossomed. It only needed a witness. Thank y'all so much.
Woo! Zay! Zay! Woo! I'm making all the noises that women couldn't do
Appreciate
when you were doing your
appreciate it.
poems. I'm acting out the emojis to an extent. I ain't gonna go too nuts because I don't know what they're writing on there. So, but this is Poetic Zay, y'all, member of the Detour Slam team, one of the dopest people here in the land of
Thank you.
Fayetteville. Beer game on lock.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Gotta do it. What do you use for that thing? Juices and berries?
Water and it's two things: water and minding my business. That's it. That's all you gotta do.
See, that's why you made the team. See, that's why you made the team. Like, that's it. It's the simple things. It's the simple things. Appreciate you, Poetic Zay. We definitely appreciate you being on this team. And we can't wait to see what you're gonna do come Southern Fried next week.
Tune in.
All right. Appreciate you, brother.
Gotcha.
All right. So we're waiting on our next poet to jump back on here because they just accidentally logged off, and there she is. So real quick, guys, I hope y'all enjoying so far. That was our first poet from the Slam team, Poetic Zay. And real quick, I forgot to mention that if you are liking what you're hearing and you like, hey, aside from the poetry festival, where will I get a chance to hear the Detour Slam team once again? Fear not. On June 19th, for the Juneteenth Festival Live. That will be happening via Facebook. Detour Slam Team will be one of the featured performers there. So make sure you keep a lookout for that event, and you'll get to see some of the members of the Detour Slam Team go up and rock out some poems for a wonderful event put on by Circa 1865 Incorporated. I know, right? That sales pitch voice. I can turn it on when I need to. So with that being said, we're going to get into our next poet representing the Detour Slam Team. This next poet is a transplant of sorts, because I remember when I heard about this poet, I heard and seen her slam on a team known as New Jeru a while back. And when she came to Fayetteville, she was looking for some slams, looking for some teams to get on. We got lucky when she slammed for the Detour Slam team and made her team. I've been privy to have her on the team. Probably one of the, well, no, I can't say she's one of them because everybody is like this, and I'll go ahead and say that about the team. This is one of the 5 that are very outspoken on this team, and that's why I've been dealing with them so much that they gave me more gray hairs. So with that being said, please put your hands together for the one and only Letitia.
Hey.
What up, though?
Hello.
How are you doing, Letitia? I know you're also busy as well, like our man Zay. So what is going on with you?
Yeah, I mean, my 5-year-old just graduated from, like pre-K. And I was sitting in graduation and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I crying? She is only going to kindergarten. And she's like, I want to give my mommy a hug and a kiss. I said, oh, and that was it.
Well, yeah. Wait till they get to high school. I had a tear form up for Jalen. I was trying not to have it for him up. It did. I said we see him, and then he brushed me off while walking out the building. That was cool. It's proof. I put the video up earlier. So, same question that I've been given, that I gave Isaiah. I'm going to give you. So, what has it been? Well, you've been on a team before. So, I guess what has it been like working with another team, and as far as like the different dynamics, different approaches, and how's that shaped you to get it ready for this upcoming Southern Fried Poetry Festival?
So, anyone that knows me knows that I am paid to be a people person, but I'm really not a people person. So I work in human resources, so I have to be, like pleasant and social, but I really don't like talking to people. So working with new poets that I'm not familiar with, that I haven't seen, really haven't been around, and making this team, and the clash of different personalities has been absolutely such an aid to the creative process. So it really contributed to the pieces that we have, the pieces that we've been able to create, because we're so different. So it's been fun. It's been a learning experience for me, and I'm just adapting to the best of my ability, and trying to be more social and pleasant and sweet.
Well, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. So, with that being said, I'm going to let you rock out your poem. So, once again, people coming all the way from, of course, Fayetteville, North Carolina, the one and only second member of the Detour Slam team, Letitia.
So I am going to do these 2 pieces and then get out the way for my teammates so they can kill for the rest of the night. I'm going to start off with something. I wrote it when I was 17, and for some odd reason, it's still forever relevant. So the poem is called The Miseducation. The miseducation of our young has been determined by the fact that freedom still hasn't rung. Disregarding all the flags that are flung, we are not free. We're blinded in our own minds and can't face reality because too many of our young kings are held back by a corner. Too many of our young queens are judged because of their sex. We're living in a black and white world, and all of our black people are dying next. As I sit back and say, not I, you sit back and watch the minds of our young die. You sit back and complain and give rap music the fault when you are really the blame. And if the election was determined by the popular vote, we can still say that things would be the same. Our women are crying too many tears due to the missing son who has been gone for years. Although he is still physically there, his mind does not exist here. His mental game is on sale for a dime. When the cops roll up, he gets nothing but time, he thinks. He sits down in cell block D and rewrites his struggle to explain another man's reality. He writes the remixes to the Bible, and I asked him to add in a chapter for me. He adds in our 2 world wars called Tupac and Biggie. He stops prostitution and deletes the word hate. He rewrites the dictionary. He deletes the word hate. He stops prostitution so only his words penetrate. And when his time is up, he tries to sell his struggle when no white man wants to sign it, saying no person in their right mind will want to buy it. So with no other option, he travels to the block to sell crack rock after crack rock. Got a dumb young chick on his cock for his hit. Now he's hit. Didn't see the enemy coming because his life's a closed shutter. Obituary tells it all. A black writer found slain in a gutter. And we sit back and let it happen before we even knew it. Our black history books are changing and we didn't even do it. Rosa Parks never sat down and Martin never stood up. So now what's up? The miseducation of our young is determined by the fact that freedom still hasn't rung. Disregarding all the flags that are flung, see, we are not free. So that was the poem. And it's crazy that poem is, still so relevant, right? So I am going to do this other piece that is like extremely, different. And woo. So the poem's called Mistress, and I always, when I do this poem, I say, hey, has anyone ever had sex with a married person before? And, I always, I'm the only person that raised my hand. I'm like, dang, it's just me. So, the poem. When the wedding bells rung and the church choir sung, I was nowhere around because at that time I did not exist to you. Our paths had not crossed and we both wished they did. Wished I was your wife and wished that was our kid, but you met her before your past could etch a sketch of happiness with me. You are only content with her, and that's why you started to creep and see me. But see, happiness did not exist before we started what could end your family, but that is not your happy home. But see, what about my family? How can I build one alone when I'm in lust with a man that has to rush to get back before his wife realizes he is missing? I lie in the hotel room alone as you shower to prepare to go home, as I lie to myself by thinking that perfect moments like this last forever. I know I consented to this. So how could I expect more when I knew the circumstances before I entered this? It's naive of me to not want you to leave, but it is selfish of me to even ask you to, so I don't. I put it up a front like I'm happy and okay, but no, I'm not happy. I am not okay. I am lonely. And so used to being baby over text messages and after doors closed that I was conditioned into being your perfect mistress. I was made for you. I fell headfirst into the care-filled pillows of your arms as you kissed away the regrets before they had a second to surface. We undressed and tossed your vows to the side like they did not exist, and you stroked deep into our guilt-filled walls and massaged the adultery out of me, and the moans escaped. unlike the secret that we have to keep. And we came to the conclusion that we wanted this to happen again and again, never facing the realization that this encounter was worth half of your worth. So you tell me, what is this worth? Have you ever thought about this ending? A time frame between then and now. Happy endings exist depending on when you stop the story. So, baby, where does our story end? Are you happy when you go home to her? Are you left wondering, do you kiss her like you kissed me? Make love to her while thinking about fucking me? Are you and her now happy? Because I remember the pillow talk. You liked how real I am, how strong I appeared to be, but I was just hiding behind scared walls that slowly started to break because every time I look into your eyes, we kiss and stars could align and turn back the time and have our paths cross before the wedding bells could ring. That would be just another dream. So that's that poem, guys. That was Mistress. And that's it for me. So yeah.
Yeah, that is that is Letitia. That is Letitia, one of the other members of the Detour Slam team. So I want to go ahead and let some stuff be very clear right now to our wonderful audience out there. So all these dope poems you're hearing, if you're liking them, that is dope. But truth be told, these are not the poems that we will be slamming with during the competition. So we want y'all to just enjoy what y'all getting now. But the competition, we'll let y'all know how y'all can watch us compete, because it's free to watch us compete. So I'll give y'all a little information about that scattered throughout the rest of this show. So Letitia, first off, congratulations on your daughter graduating, getting ready for the big K. The big KA. So but definitely always dope work. I'm high key excited to see what y'all gonna do next week. And like I told you, I feel good about next week. But the people that's watching from across the state, I think they're feeling the same way. And only 2 of the 5 poets so far. We got 3 more to go. So Letitia, I know you got to get back to your youngin. So thank you so much for sharing your poems with us, and can't wait to see what we do next week.
Thank you.
Not a problem. She gonna cuss me out because I cut her off short, too quick. So, real quick, guys, for everybody just tuning in, this is the Detour Slam Team fundraiser for the wonderful show known. This is for the Detour Slam Team as we get ready to compete for Southern Fried. So, if you guys haven't had a chance to donate yet, please go to where we can donate at. Cash App, # ELJA Poetry. And like I said, even though this is a virtual festival, all this money that we are collecting will help all our poets come here to one location, and also make sure we got the equipment that's set to make sure nothing happens while we're performing virtually. Because I know a lot of people saying, well, what do you mean that you need help getting some of the poets here? Well, a lot of people don't know that with the Detour Slam team, even though we're representing Fayetteville, North Carolina, some of our team members are actually not in Fayetteville, North Carolina. One of our members stay in Mebane, North Carolina, and another member that's actually getting ready to come up stays in Goldsboro, North Carolina. So we want to make sure that we're helping them get here because this is going to be a weekly event. So they may have to drive back and forth. So we're just trying to make sure we have the funds to cover that. And also, we just want to make sure that the technology that we have is on the up and up, because I do not want to use my phone. And I'm pretty sure nobody else wants to use their phone to try to do competition, and something happens when you lose data or you're going off of Wi-Fi and the signal messes up. So we're trying to make sure all of that is taken care of going into next week, and your donations can help us with that. So our next person coming up for this wonderful fundraiser, the person I was actually getting ready to call up is not able to make it at the moment, but we will get her back up here shortly when she's able to log back in. So we're going to go ahead and go to one of our next poets. This next poet, I've known this poet for years. And she's back. I think she's back. She's back. So I'm bringing up this poet next because this poet is getting ready to come up here. Has a dope fan club here at the moment. So we want to make sure we give them some props. But this is one of the freedom fighters out here in the world doing good work for the community and abroad. Definitely was glad to have her pop up on the scene and become a member of the Detour Slam team. So this is another one of the new members that's on our Detour Slam team. And one of the reasons why your donations is going to help with getting our poets here, because this poet, even though she's representing Fayetteville, North Carolina, is coming all the way from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Please put your hands together for the one and only Rena Speaks. What is going on, Rena Speaks?
What's up,
Hey.
everybody?
Think everybody chill. I think everybody's enjoying themselves. Everybody's hype. I see everybody's hype. I see everybody's hype. We got flame emojis. We got some flame. I see we got people getting ready, donating and everything. So that is good to go. That way we can help get y'all here for the week. So, and take care of this technology and all that good stuff. So, Rena Speaks. Same question as I've been asking everybody. Being this is the first time that I know of, your first time on a poetry slam team, what was the process like working with different writers, and also how do you feel that it's helped you become ready for what's about to happen next week?
It has been an amazing experience as a person, as an artist, to be able to really experience iron sharpening iron, being around other poets with different styles, different backgrounds, different writing styles, and just the inspirations. Like, they have become family. The process was amazing. I still remember the slam we did to even get on the team. And so I went to Pembroke with Nick and met Vanilla from Goldsboro. And so it's like, oh, I know you too. So I already knew they were fire. And so we're just a whole bomb together. So it's made me a better poet, most definitely a better artist, and a better person. Shout out to you, Coach.
No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing nothing important. I'm just, trying to make sure we get these poems together so I can call them the right way. So without further ado, the third member from the Detour Slam team coming all the way from Goldsboro, North Carolina to share a couple of poems with you guys. Please put your hands together for the one and only Rena Speaks.
All right. What's up? All right. So this piece, the first one that I'm gonna do, um, just take the time to listen and internalize what's being said to you because I only speak facts. All right. And so yeah, take this journey with me, shall we? The United States is the number one country in the world. Not in education, not healthcare, or economic equality, but it is number one in the illusion of democracy. It is number one in broken dreams and blood curdling screams. It is number one in shining its high beams on frivolous things. It is number one in failed grades. Number one in risks to blades. Number one in responsive riots and looting. America is number one in mass shootings. So does that make America number one in dead children? Number one in gun killings and falling buildings, but only in areas the white men don't care about because others they gentrify your whereabouts. Number one in doubts. America is number one in the Negro's laceration. America is number one in mass incarceration. We hold these truths to be self evident, historically evident, statistically evident that all men are created equal to be a brainwashed people who are mentally feeble, rocking a cradle of lies and muffling the mother's cries, killing people in prison and claiming it was suicide. Sandra Bland. Our debt and downfall is the government's debauchery. This is the illusion of democracy. Now, before I take questions, let me conclude with this point. You could look all this up and probably won't. Some of you would be relieved if this wasn't true, and that's the funny thing because you were questioning every part as if for yourself you couldn't see. And for a second, you kind of thought, actually questioning it all. If that's you, then you're a victim of the illusionary fall. You saw it on your TVs, you saw it on the news, and you still would say America not being number one is true. Well, I hate to inform you, the tale wasn't that tall. Yep, everything I said is true at all. Now, either be a voice or pacified like a baby with no say. With all the freedoms they say we have that others don't today, is it really that much better to be born in the USA? That was The Illusion of Democracy. That was my first piece. Hope you enjoyed that little history lesson. It is actually a sequel to another piece. So for my second piece, This is for all my brothers out there. This is called Dear Black Man. Dear Black Man, I first want to apologize to you. Please excuse my unfamiliar admiration of you. I know it's not often for you to be seen for you, and I hope my intrusion into your deepest imagination isn't rude, but the way society does is not how I think of you. Dear Black Man, I also want to apologize for getting mad at you, for getting scared. I realize now that your fears don't make you a coward. It only makes you human, and I adore your hues, man. Every color of your aura is on God's great canvas. Me being here makes you feel like you should retreat to your home in Kansas because my presence is odd like Oz, and I'm no wizard, but I can be the beautiful side of Michael Jackson's Thriller. I mean, don't you remember? There was laughter before there was a nightmare, and that's what your ex showed you. So me getting too close gave you a scare. And no, I wasn't there. I wasn't there when she second guessed you, but then stayed around and with the child she blessed you. I wasn't there when things seemed right, and I wasn't there when all the good you thought she was took flight. I wasn't there when she lied and broke your heart. I wasn't there when you lost everything and had to begin a new start. I wasn't there when you had to recoup. I wasn't there to tell you not to give up on you, but apparently you didn't need to. Somehow along the way, you pulled yourself up, and that's what I like about you. You got back up and decided one day to try again with love, dear black man. Who am I to hear your story, write myself in, and think you'll just pull me into your glory? You've been through a lot, black man. You've been profiled, exiled, scrutinized, and brutalized, cheated on, drugged, and incorrectly loved. I should have never expected this to be easy just because you say you've healed. But the only thing I don't want you to lose sight of is that the fact that everything I am is real. There's something about you I don't want to lose, and I refuse to make you choose. It is not my place to swoop in and be a hero with something to prove. That would be selfish. Instead, I'll tend to wear your bruised. I told you I'd kiss every scar you had if I could, and I won't apologize if that scared you because, black man, you deserve it. You deserve to be seen, to be heard, to be felt, to be loved, to be held, to cry and not be criticized, to be accepted and not denied. I'm not trying to be deep. I know you're not ready for any of this. I know we're just friends, but something tells me, like God told you, just be patient. I can guarantee it's me. But, black man, the love you deserve is waiting. Thank you. That was Dear Black Man.
Woo! Rena speaks. Rena speaks. Another one of the babies on the team. Probably it's like three young ones that did. Everybody else is like kind of up there would be or close to me. So it's definitely been a journey. And it's been one of the good things to have you on the squad as well. And that's one thing I like about the squad. The squad is like in its own funny way is a balanced, well-oiled machine now. And the good thing is a lot of people don't know the slam teams. Slam teams have stories when they're trying to get everything together. But I love the fact that all y'all, when y'all click. And when it happens, the magic is always there. So that's what I'm thankful for. And thankful to have you on this squad. So I'm looking forward to seeing the magic that you're going to bring next week along with the rest of the squad. So thank you so much for sharing. And let's get ready. Let's get ready for next week.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Marina. All right, y'all. So as y'all can see, we're cooking with this show. So I'm excited. Like, y'all have no idea how excited I am for Southern Fried. Like, Southern Fried has been one of those dope festivals that we always get a chance to do each year. And Fayetteville's actually been going to Southern Fried since 2009 when one of our poetic pillars by the name of Yolanda A. Barnes, aka Yogi with Two Eyes, took it upon herself to go represent Fayetteville on a grand scale, to do not so much do it for the city, but do it for her as far as what poetry meant to her. But because of that, it opened up so many doors, and Fayetteville Fire was the first official team to get into Poetry Slam and compete. And from that point, we end up going a few years, and then from that sparked another team known as the Marquee Slam. And then from there, of course, Detour Slam Team came, and then the Counter Collective came together as well, which that was another team getting ready for Southern Fried last year, but couldn't go because of the pandemic. So it's definitely been a dope ride, and definitely good to have this chance to represent Fayetteville again. So like when I sit here and say I'm excited, I literally am excited because I've been in the poetry scene since 2007. So to see the growth of poetry since I've been in it when it comes to Poetry Slam is dope, and to always hear new voices, it just makes it even better. So moving right along, our next person getting ready to come up here. Now this is what I was talking about earlier. I've known her for some years. And it's surprising me that this is her first time ever being on a Poetry Slam team. And when I tell you this is the most everybody's outspoken. When I tell you outspoken, if like you had a picture of outspoken, this face would probably be next to it, because there's literally no filter with this person getting ready to come up, and that's what I love about her. So everybody, please put your hands together for and fun fact, in case y'all didn't know, her last name means love. Give it up for Jamila Ratu. Woo!
Yep, absolutely no fucking filter.
Yeah, obviously you just you did that. So how you holding up? How you doing?
Pretty decent, man. I can't complain.
Good.
Out here chilling in my secret garden.
I know, right? With the nice lights that's bright. I love it though. Real quick before I ask you a question, to the audiences out there, if you haven't got a chance to, or you just jumped on, please definitely support the Slam Team. Donate to us so that way we can make sure our Slam Team is taken care of, getting to one location and making sure we got the technology upgraded in order to compete for this Southern Fried Festival coming up next week. So I want to do this and I want to give them these people these L's in high definition. So we need help getting that. So Jamila, same question as always. I've been asking the team, how was it for your first time, especially being on the Slam Team, working with different writers? Because I know you've done writing with other writers before, but you've done it for productions after doing it with the Slam Team. So how was that contrast? And then how do you feel it's made you excited? How you feel has made you get ready for what's about to happen next week?
Let me say that being a part of a Slam Team is quite interesting, because I don't generally like to slam because I feel some kind of way about anybody scoring my shit. So being on this team has made me grow as a poet. Hell, as a person, really, these my teammates, they are just fucking awesome. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to be teammates with. Like, they have really given me so much life. Like, I was at a point where I couldn't write anything for a while. Like, I was having like a writer's block to the umpteenth degree, and being around them just inspired me to write more. And I'm thankful just for that, because it was so long that I felt like I couldn't say shit. Like I felt like I was muted for a while. Like I couldn't say nothing because I felt like I was trapped inside of my own self. So like this is great, and I'm really, really excited about this slam, yo. Like, Southern Fried, as being a watcher of Southern Fried and participating only in like the little open mics and stuff that they would have every once in a while, and I did go into it. So I never thought that I would ever feel like I would be on the level where I would be a part of it, because there'd be some juggernauts getting into this competition. So I'm excited that Fayetteville trusted me enough to vote me into the team. So I'm digging it.
Well, it ain't so much as Fayetteville putting you on a team as much as you earned your spot for the team. So let's make that perfectly clear. You went against, there was 13, I think it was 13 people during the slam, and you won the 5 and made the team. So you earned your spot, fair and square. Like, there's no, we just said, hey, we need you, and you grab the team. No, you earned your spot, and that's why you're here. So
I appreciate it. I appreciate the love.
No problem. That's why we here. No matter how many more gray hairs you give me. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, coming from the secret garden somewhere located in somewhere North Carolina, please put your hands together for the one and only Jamila Ratu.
All right, this one is called Apologies. My apologies. Because it's funny how something as simple as a movie that is 2 shades off of my reality mimics me and my purposely forgotten purpose. It reminded me that this mask that I choose to wear is not and has never been what I should have picked. I have worn it so long that I almost forgot what I really am. A monster. Not the garden variety, ugly, devilish creature you see creating havoc and mayhem type, but I'm more of the beautiful, self-abusing, complex, tortured soul type, screaming from the inside out in silence with a smile and words that lay stuck just behind my lip. I never wanted to hear spoken because then I would have to give them light. I would have to own them for real. I would have to face myself in front of all who are listening. So instead, I spit out regurgitated poems we have heard over and over again because everyone says these poems are their favorites and carry meaning. But the nauseous repetition has taken this meaning that they once held for me and grinded them into insignificant dust blown in the wind created by your reactions and applause. But y'all don't know that. And briefly, that satisfies my ego in a way that's similar to the reason that crackheads keep smoking crack, even though it has totally destroyed their physical and the next hit might kill them. But it don't matter because the memory of the first orgasmic high keeps them chasing that moment, because in this bizarre world has finally had a place for them that didn't feel like complete shit. And me chasing that is intoxicating enough to keep getting on the mic just for that many feeds of my aching soul. Yeah, monster. So this is an apology to me, to her, that monster. Forgive me for lying to me. That just saying, thinking, and doing the minimum was enough. I deserve better than that. I'm sorry for hurting past the time that it was okay to hurt. I'm sorry that I allowed this depression to almost destroy me. I'm sorry that I stopped listening to my spirit. I'm sorry that I stopped listening to my soul. I'm sorry that I muted the voice that shed healing and light to me. That toxicity is done. That page has been written, read, and now turned. The next chapter. Hey, that was it. Ooh, yeah, my apologies was really personal for me, so I don't really read that one a lot. It's one of the ones that I don't memorize. I had a conversation with one of my teammates about poems that I don't memorize, and mainly because when I write because I need an out. I need to be able to put out what I can't say out loud outside of my face. So I write them and then I let it go. I forget about them. I write and let it go because it's something that you need to do sometimes. So if you ever feel like you're in the place where you can't feel like you just can't say what you need to say, let that shit go. Write it and let it go, you know? Okay, so moving on to the next. This is called B.A.N. I hate that you are fucking up poems I already written about you. And I will not write one more love you, hate you, fuck you, cite just love me poem about you. Because, bitch, I don't want to. You never deserved the honor to be memorialized by my precious ink. You were broken sentences and incomplete words between symbols of what is fractured between the two of us. Shit, you were never worthy of the space I made for you in my head. You think I give a shit that it took all of a fucking week to move on? Nope. But I really do. But I really don't, though. It's funny how I keep screwing myself and blaming you for shit you never had the power to do. Man, fuck your whole life. And as I'm writing this, it hurts It hurts because I am gripping this pen so tight that it's burying a deep crater ditch in my index, middle, and thumb fingers. And it causes my skin to lose color. Like, nigga, the blood is literally rushing away from my pen for fear of suffering the same rap of your name on this page. So I write your name in big, bold letters lengthwise across my page. Bitch, ass, nigga. And I slash it with vicious strokes of my pen for each time I allowed you to make me feel less than. For each time I allowed you to make me feel stupid. For thinking that this time you loved me just as much as I thought I loved you. For each time I allowed you to walk in the same room as I and completely destroy my peace just so you can get a piece. For each time I allowed myself to momentarily forget that you're a fucking liar. Because this time, your lies is the deciding factor of one more tear in this tear-pregnant cup. And it is enough. I have cried the absolute tear I will ever cry for you. I have decided that I will give no more energy to being your do whatever you want hoe. I've decided that I will give no more energy to being your down-ass bitch. I have decided that I will forgive no more energy to being your turning a blind eye wife. Wait. Fuck me, I did it again. Ban. Thank you.
You know what's funny? I haven't heard that poem in years, and I'm just now remembering that poem. Cause like I remember your mannerisms of how you do it, especially when it gets to the part where you be like, yeah, the way you was on stage, dude. That's why I'm like, you know what? I know this poem. I've heard this poem. It has been a hot minute since you did this poem.
Yo.
I am, yeah.
Him kind of did. You know that they say that you should never date or marry a poet because they will write poems about your ass.
Yeah. Yeah. I am very versed in that in my past life, yes.
Yes.
So I
know who he is. That band know who he is. Mm-hmm.
And we know what? We're gonna leave it at that. Jamila. I am looking very forward to seeing all the wonderful work that you're about to get ready to do for this wonderful, wonderful festival. And I look forward to all the magic that you're about to get ready to bring next week. I hope you're excited as I am, because
me too, man. I'm excited.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. So I hope y'all been enjoying this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful fundraiser event that we've been doing for Art Meets Life. So if you guys just tuned in, it's a few things I want to bring back up real quick as we get ready to wrap this thing up very soon. So the first thing is, number one, this is our last virtual Art Meets Life. And I know everybody's like, oh, can't believe it. But you know what the good thing is? You can keep these memories alive because you can go to our YouTube page and you can view all of this wonderful stuff. I will have a link up for you and everything, because we do have everything up from last year to this year as far as all the Art Meets Life that we did. And you can relive some of the moments, like our anniversary show, some shows that we did featuring some of the dopest poets from across the land. And it's been a fun ride keeping this event going. And last but not least, once again, if you're just now tuning in, if you go to this wonderful link right here, as it deals with Art Meets Life, you can vote for us as best event / festival in the city of Fayetteville, North Carolina, because a lot of dope events are in the running. But I am going to say, and I'm putting this up here right now, that we've been keeping this thing going since the pandemic. And I feel that is more of the reason why I feel like we should bring this this title home of being the best event for the year of 2020 going into the 2021 season in Fayetteville, North Carolina, because we've been keeping this thing going. I have the proof because it's all chronologically found on Facebook. So we definitely want you guys to go vote for us. Please go to this link, vote for us. You can vote daily, so please, by all means, vote. Share the link. Vote. Let's make history and make Art Meets Life the first ever poetry event to win this prestigious title in Fayetteville. It will make me happy. It will make the poets happy. And it will make the art community happy, because art like this does not get the recognition it deserves. And Fayetteville happen to have one of the longest running open mics here in the state of North Carolina. Let's bring this bad boy home. So, without further ado, we're about to get to our last part of this wonderful fundraiser of ours. This Paul getting ready to come up is the final member of the Detour Slam team. He is the veteran of the team because he made the first ever Detour Slam team, and he also made this year's Slam team along with being the Grand Slam, not the Grand Slam champion, but the champ of the actual event. So it's good to have him back. He's definitely showed a lot of pros and leadership. The man has been doing so much outside of poetry as well. But y'all know him, y'all love him. Some of y'all seen him, and if you haven't, then it's your first time meeting him. Put your hands together for the one and only Nick Corman. I'm done with you.
Oh man, hey man, you look good, man. You look good. Those are some beautiful pictures y'all took earlier, man.
I appreciate it, man. You know, when you got a son that don't like pictures, he try to do the meme of with smiles for everything.
With
goes.
The shades on, man. With the shades.
Oh, they wouldn't even let them wear them, man. They wouldn't let them wear them, but they were letting people wear masks with like dog faces on it. But you know, whatever. I don't, you know. It's cool. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. So, Nick, you get a little bit of a different question because you are a vet on this team. So one part is always gonna be the same. How's it like working with a team of different writers? But for you, getting ready to go into another Southern Fried, what was it like? What was it like preparing with a brand new team and knowing that you guys had to kind of step yourself up and put yourself into another leadership role in a sense? Even though I'm a slam coach, you kind of put yourself in another leadership role too to help guide these poets to get them ready as far as getting yourself ready for next week's Southern Fried.
Oh man, it was interesting. It was fun though. It was fun, interesting and challenging. It was definitely a different feeling than the last Southern Fried. Mainly because like one, you know, I was like new to slam. I had no idea what to expect. And, you know, like we had some vets on the team, you know, with Jay Alden, APE, and, you know, even, you know, young Issa, who was, you know, out there slamming with the young cats. So, you know, like I was like, oh man, I don't even know, you know what I'm saying, what to expect. But you know, like this year, you know, just as far as you know, like being involved with, you know, some of these group pieces, you know, and just I guess like feeling just feeling like the responsibility, you know what I'm saying? Like we back at it again, year two, what you gonna do? You know, we gonna show up and we gonna show out. So you know, I was you know real excited to you know work with, you know, this very diverse you know team. You know, like the writing styles are like so different, but like we mesh extremely well. And you know, like just being able to just learn from each and every person on the team. And you know, I've taken a lot, and you know, I've learned from them tremendously. So you know, I hope that, you know, they've been able to, you know, I've been able to, you know, bless them the way that, you know, they've blessed me. So it's been a great, you know, year and some change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I can't wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, the last member of the Detour Slam team, veteran to the team, coming from me, Bane.
Live from me, Bane, baby. Live from me.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Nick Corbin.
Hey, y'all. It's good to see you. Well, I mean, I can't see you, but I know you're looking, so it's good to see you. I'm looking at you, even if I'm not looking at you. Oh, man. But I go by the name of Nick Corman. If you like what you hear, you can add me on Facebook or follow me on the social medias at NDC_poetry. That's NDC_poetry. So I don't play pro basketball in New York, but yes, My name is Nick. I love poetry and drop jewels like I'm fumbling vaporized nicotine sticks. I try to drop knowledge like dimes drop from Stockton in Magic. So you can either have a penny for your thoughts or for the one that used to run point for the magic. They call me an outlet because my words are a source of power. They call me an outlet because if I let you shop around in my mind, you wander and be lost in there for hours. Sometimes these women have me caught up like track 7 on Confessions, but unlike racist white women, ain't nobody caring. The thought of being in love is enough to disrupt my cardiac cycle because these women have my heart aching like Clay when he lost to Ruben on American Idol. I have Foot Locker taste, but I can't do better than pay less. And y'all might as well call me Skip because the brother is Bayless. From Gil Scott to the last poets, I'm a fiend for the classics. I'm a slave to this spoken word, but without it, I couldn't manage. This pen is master and it dictates how I speak to the masses. And I got writer's block trying to finish this line, so I guess I got stuck in the middle passage. But should the system make me a political prisoner and turn me into a slave, hopefully y'all will put some money on my books like you're checking out at Barnes & Noble or you're betting on a game of spades. But truly, I'm just trying to make my mama proud like Trudy. And it's hard to make a penny when somebody look on you with envy because sometimes our biggest haters are the ones who act friendly and pass us the Henny. And I'm sure you know plenty who claim to be ride or dies, and the switch up is no surprise. They claim to keep it 100, but 50% of what they say is BS and the other 50% they say is lies. Then their actions become deceiving because the first ones that cut you are usually the first ones to ask you why you're bleeding. People will my phone about to die, my fault. People will count their way into your heart, and that's just how life goes because you don't always need a dry erase marker for some folks to get exposed. But my poetry is like the Pentagon Papers, the way I expose lies and atrocities. My poetry is like the perfect ratio of lemonade and iced tea. My poetry is like the History Channel meeting early 2000s BET, like the Black Panther Party meets AJ and Free, or like the March on Washington being held in a 106 in Park. My poetry is like Langston Hughes and Ice-T writing cards for Hallmark. If I would have came in the game 15 years earlier, I would have been a deaf poet. And I speak with my hands so much you think I was a deaf poet. I spit poetry so cleverly, the way I marry these metaphors and similes. My flow is so heavenly, so I thank God because I'm blessed, man. It'll be a long time like Nia before you find a brother that spits with more soul than Akia, because just like Tay Diggs, I'm quite simply the best man. My poetry is blacker than Tommy Smith and John Carlos throwing black fist at the 68 Olympics while standing on that podium. My poetry is like if the government never gave black people opium. My poetry makes white supremacists so salty that they're 50% sodium, and it makes mines richer than U.S. corporations that get paid from illegal acquisitions of petroleum. Plus, I spit like they never caught Malcolm slipping, and he had a rifle ready to blast back with at the podium. I spit my poetry like my body just rejected an American apple pie that was baked at 400 degrees of oppression to cool off under a giant fan of lies and subjugation, which is why I try without hesitation to use these words to heal my people throughout the nation, like those Red Cross donations that never got to the Haitians after that earthquake. I'm trying to usher in a new Harlem Renaissance with these. I'm trying to usher in a new Harlem Renaissance, but I spill so much tea in these pieces. It's like I'm trying to bring back the Harlem Shake. I spit my poetry like lectures to equip my people with knowledge they did not know. There's so much hustle in my flow that you could have gotten your bachelor's from Terrence Howard University and then went to Fred Hampton U to get your PhD. I spit like Tupac met Huey and Bobby and rocked the mic at a Black Panther party, because when I spit poetry, it's like war. This notebook is my shield and this pen is my sword, and this poem was brought to you by Honda so that we can finally get on one accord. My poetry, I spit poetry to set you free, like if they would have caught the plane in Queen and Slim. And this last thing, I'm gonna just do this last one real quick. Cool, because we're closing out the show. Yay. But real drug dealers don't wear do-rags and Timbs. They don't rock gold chains or spin a stack on their rims. They wear lab coats or Armani suits when they push their dope, because a drug dealer isn't really the brother on the corner, but he's the one that owns the boat. Listening to my subject matter requires a waiver because it's not easy to savor or digest, so I guess I'll get heat for making content this edible and turning y'all into Dion Waiters, because this truth telling is just as dangerous as dope selling, which means my trap house is the library, and these books have you hooked because they reveal where the lies are buried, and they should be scared because I've got kilos of info to unload, and I'm using them to stitch up lies like I'm named Lilo, and I'm slinging scholarship to my people like my name is Nino. They fear me because I'm selling the stuff to turn these Martin Luther Leans back into Martin Luther Kings, and they know I want to give my people the best of me, since we need more Malcolm X's and less Malcolm Ecstasies, and because I attempt to break chains of mental bondage, they'll probably call me the Frank Lucas focus of knowledge since I'm giving out grams of game that you won't even find in college. But they'll probably call me Pablo or Chapo and try to shut me up pronto and send the police after me like when OJ was riding in the Bronco. It's dangerous sliding milligrams of info on Instagram, even if they're just samples. I'm afraid I'll be stuck in the middle like Malcolm and they'll try to make me an example. So since I'm a hope dealer, I'm a flood love in our community like when Reagan put crack in it. I'm going to break those scales with smiles, and if there's a Kodak moment to be had, I'm going to make sure there's black in it. This positivity I'm pushing will instill black pride with no accident, and if taken by the wrong people, it'll have our oppressors falling to their knees and calling on Kaepernick. So I'm going to flip bricks to this black boy joy and black girl magic and make sure it's placed in every cabinet and concisely cut up this consciousness so y'all can start bagging it. This gas I'm giving my people is like that premium from BP because I'm fueling aspiration since we've been left on E. I'm going to sell an eighth of self-worth to combat the self-hate, and I got an ounce of pure happiness and jubilation that will make a body shake. I got a boatload of benevolence to combat the malevolence, so I hope my words liberate our people like I'm spitting the book of Exodus, but I'm here to ruin sweet lives that have been living off lies like I'm Mr. Mosby at the Tipton. And if you listen to these words that come from my lips, then you'll find them kind of like Lipton because I'm providing real tea because ain't nobody give a damn about opioids and they was killing people that look like me. The drug problem in America is not just black and white, but the government only responds when issues that plague the blacks start impacting the whites. But no matter the cost, I'll be the freeway Ricky Ross of hugs and unity because love is the drug that can give the fix to our community. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Peace.
That was Nick Corman, y'all. Give it up one more time for the one and only Nick Corman and Nick Corman. So
I spit so hard, back hurt, man.
I noticed you went so fast because your phone was about to die.
I know, man.
You picked it back up, though. You picked it back up good. You did good. I'm proud of you. You did good representing.
You taught me well.
But, you know, I love you, though. I love you, though, man. You did good. You did good. Good job, Nick. Good job. All right. So, Nick, thank you so much for sharing with us, brother. I'm going to let you go charge your phone.
Oh, thank you.
All right. All right, guys. So that ends a wonderful, 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 wonderful night of poetry. Let me get these comments up here real quick. Everybody quoting the man. Everybody quoting them. Seeing all these quotes coming up. So yes, I'm gonna bring this up. Yes, he tried to take a break in between very quick when you know, his phone was trying to charge. He was trying to squeeze out those poems because he only had 5% battery life. Nick, next time charge your phone, bro. So with that being said, guys, I hope y'all truly, truly, truly enjoy hearing members of the Detour Slam team compete. Not compete, but do poems and rock out and do great things. It is my blessing and my privilege and my honor to be their slam coach to get ready for Southern Fry. And we definitely want you guys to be there to support us. So starting on Tuesday is our first bout. So we will try to put up as much information as we can to let you guys know we're bouting. But if you want more information about where we will be bouting, go to this site right here when it comes up. There we go. www.southernfrypoetryslam.com. That will give you all the information about the festival in itself. Once again, we'll be bouting on days Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's a 4-day festival, 5-day festival. So 4 days will be prelims and the finals will be on Saturday. Prayerfully, we're keeping our fingers crossed and making sure we get all this work done, that we will be competing Saturday for the finals for the first time ever representing Fayetteville, North Carolina. So we need your love and we need your support. So definitely check out all the information at that website right there. And once again, if you guys tuned in, if you haven't got a chance to, before we end this video, you want to help out the Slam team, donate to us via Cash App, $, ELJA Poetry. Once again, $, ELJA Poetry. You can donate to us. Like I said, it helps make sure we get all of our members here so we can practice in one place and also upgrade our technology to make sure our technology is sound and secure for when we're competing against all these other teams coming from across the globe. We want to make sure that we are safe and make sure that we are set to do our best to bring you a trophy, because we love trophies, especially when it deals with poetry. And we're definitely thankful for all y'all love and support. So I have nothing else to say. I am very thankful for you guys. One more time, if you guys haven't got a chance, vote for us. So we can bring something back as far as Art Meets Life being the best event going on in Fayetteville for the year 2020 and 2021. So we definitely need y'all support on that. And that's the link. Other than that, guys, it's been my privilege to bring y'all this event for the past year and some change as far as keeping this a virtual event once the pandemic happened. But August 6th, mark your calendars. August 6th, we will be back at the one and only Sweet Palette, 101 Person Street here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We will be back. So there will not be no live stream going on for Art Meets Life in July. We will be doing an episode of Art to Heart. We'll be interviewing Courtney Jackson, a.k.a. Goldie from Flavor of Love and Charm School. But we definitely will not be doing Art Meets Life after tonight. So for everybody that's been supporting us since we've been on this trip, since the pandemic, thank you guys so much for helping us keep this event alive, to help keep you guys motivated, to help keep you guys entertained, and also help you guys enjoy the arts during the time of the pandemic when we cannot get out to events. We had this keeping us safe, sane, and entertained. And I appreciate all of you guys that's been out either coming up here doing poems or here supporting. So that's all I got, guys. I love y'all tremendously. Please be safe. Enjoy your weekend. And always, always, always remember purpose over popularity. Take care, guys. Peace.